Botas. Oh, boy. Oh, oh my God, he put the parachute out. Holy hell. Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. Today, the 19th race of season number 1, the U.S. Grand Prix. Last time out, we were at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. If you missed that episode, I'll put a link up above. Highly recommend you go back and give that one a watch before you watch this episode. A lot to get done before we head out to the Circuit of the Americas, so let's take a look at what we got on tap for this week. 8 days are what we are given to work with, and I managed to fill up 7 of them. We're split here with this invitational event. We'll get that done as well, but a couple of sponsor events along with a G-Force training for Nick to help him out a little bit more, gives him +2 on the racecraft. Still investing in Nick. I really want to see him run better than he has been. I want to see him get closer to that midfield fight. We've given him a car to do it with. He's just got to drive it a little bit faster. On the corporate side of things, DSB Optics was up for a sponsorship renewal after the Japanese Grand Prix, and we have gone ahead and renewed with them. They've been an awesome sponsor for us. As long as we finish in the top 10, they will give us $268,000, also paying us a cool $201,000 a week. Welcome back to the team, DSB Optics. We got them all over the car. I love their logo. Happy to have them back on the team. As you can see, our goal bonus as well with TriStar is growing nearly at $10 million for season end payout, and that weekly income keeps going up and up as well. So as we grow in acclaim for the team, they're going to keep paying us more money. So yeah, this is working out well. Really happy with that. I want to show you the update on Nick DeVries and his development. He's up to a 75 overall rating, and you see +5 across the board for him based off of the upgrades that we've made to that simulator and all the other personnel stuff in that facility. So he's gotten some nice boosts. His awareness up over 80 at this point. His pace up to a 74. So he's growing and he's developing a little bit, but we need to keep developing him. That experience rating is crap, absolute garbage. And as we look at the driver market, there's some names out there. There's a lot of these guys in this $9 million range. There's a whole handful of them, from George Russell up to Pierre Gasly in that $9 million range. Maybe we start thinking ahead. Maybe we start thinking of next year of trying to snag one of these guys. Maybe a Pierre Gasly or an Ocon or a Sainz, Perez, Norris. One of these guys to bring in as a second driver and really spice things up. But give me your thoughts down below in the comments of who you think of the current F1 drivers under contract. Who would you like to see come in and drive as our teammate? Who do you want to see in that second car here at Shield Speed Racing? Let me know down below in the comments. I look forward to seeing what you have to say. And as far as our facilities go, everything at a Spec 1 right now, we've got almost $5 million. I'm sort of in money-saving mode right now. There really isn't anything we need to super spend on at this point, but maybe the marketing side, the activities management, we can go into personnel and level up a few things there, but I want to start saving a little bit of money, because if we do, in fact, go after a currently signed F1 driver for next year, we're going to need a lot of money to do that. So nothing really imperative to spend money on at this point, so we'll save a little bit. But let's head out to that invitational event. I'll get that done, and we'll come back and see where we stand. Back now from the invitational event, and I'm pretty sure the event itself was bugged. I was supposed to outrun cars that got a head start but were slower, but the front 2 cars were like as fast as I was, so I didn't catch them and I failed. Don't know what that's all about. I don't think it was right. Anyways, we move on. We'll advance time again, get through up to the Grand Prix, and see where things shake out. Now, our sponsor events, our weekly resources, and our running costs, and our G-Force training's complete. Adding 2 racecraft to Nick DeVries, and that will lead us up to the Circuit of the Americas, the U.S. Grand Prix. So you can see now we're approaching $6 million. We got 359 resource points, and I've been putting all the resource points to our parts that are under the technical regulation scrutiny to protect them. I've been focusing just on that, and I think we're at the point where I have to make that decision where any resource points that we get have to go towards protecting the parts that we've already upgraded. I'll show you what I mean. So if you recall, the powertrain and the chassis were the 2 areas affected by the technical regulations, so we have to go in and protect all the things that we've upgraded. We have all these minor upgrades and 2 majors that we've done so far, and each one has a certain cost to it. So I've spent resource points to protect the ignition system. I can adapt the spark plugs, and I'll do that now. Okay, now that's protected, so we'll have that upgrade for next year. Also on the other side, in chassis, I've done 4 protections as well. So I think instead of putting further development into the car, we need to protect what we've done up to this point. It's too crucial for us to lose these upgrades that we've done. It's helped our car out so much. It would be terrible to go into next year without them and be so far behind, starting off on the back foot. So I think for a while, that's going to be how we spend our resource points. We'll see as we get them, but I think, in my opinion, it's critical to protect these parts that we have built and upgraded, as opposed to developing the car with just a couple of races left in the season. We kind of got what we got, and these are the decisions that you have to make, and that's why this My Team mode is so outstanding. I love it. That's going to do it for all the stuff here at headquarters. It's time to head out to the track, get the practice in, dial this car up, and see how we get on in my home Grand Prix. Welcome to the paddock here at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Qualifying just wrapped up. You see the weather forecast there from Jeff. Everything should be dry throughout the entire Grand Prix. Mostly cloudy, a little bit of sun. Let's take a look at the performance index and see how all these cars stack up before today's race. As usual, Mercedes is atop the whole heap. Ferrari has now jumped back in front of Red Bull. They seem to have been trading on and off for the last handful of races. Racing Point, no developments headed into this race, so they've leveled off, but you see we have made a big step up. We had that major engine upgrade come through after the Japanese Grand Prix, that cylinder head upgrade, and it's making a big difference here at Circuit of the Americas. I can feel it, and you'll see it in the pre-race show. We're right there with McLaren. McLaren made a nice jump as well. We're pretty close. We've gapped ourselves a little bit from Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri. Renault's really fallen off. The third worst car on the grid. I don't know what Cyril and crew are doing over there, but they're in shambles. Haas made a little bit of a leap up, but look at Williams. Williams has been making steady ground up from the bottom there. They're not as far back as they once were, and they've been making nice upgrades to their car too. So it looks like they brought a major upgrade here as well. Still far down, but not as bad as they once were. So there you go. Pretty even. All these cars are starting to get to the end of the season. We'll see who keeps putting resource points into their car to develop it. There's a championship fight on the line as well. Let's take a look at that. Coming into this race, Valtteri Bottas now with a, 21-point lead over Lewis Hamilton. The Ferraris 3rd and 4th, Red Bull 5th and 6th. Ricardo there in 7th, just a stone's throw away from Lando Norris, us in 9th, and Sainz in 10th. Again, this little grouping from Ricardo down to us in 9th, pretty close, 8 points there. Ocon, Stroll, Perez, Giovinazzi, Kvyat in 15th, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Gasly, Grosjean, De Vries with the 1 point, and of course the 2 Williams with no points to their name. And more importantly, we look at the constructors side of things. Racing Point pulls away a little bit further from us by 14 now, but we've built up our gap by 22 over Alfa Romeo. Mercedes, I'm pretty sure, has constructors wrapped up at this point, but yeah, we still got to keep the pressure on Racing Point. We can't let those pink cars drive away from us. They're 12th and 13th in the driver's standings, but it seems like both their drivers keep getting points from time to time, and they are getting stronger as the season goes on. Come on, Nick. I need some help, man. I can't do this all by myself. Jesus Christ. Help me, Nick. Finally, we look at our rivalry ongoing with Lando Norris. We lead 20-15 with 2 races left. So we got to maintain this gap, keep outperforming Lando, make sure we win this rivalry. Be really important, a lot of claim on the line. It'd be great to win that, and, well, we got to perform on the track. So let's head to the track and Crofty with the pre-race and grid rundown.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6 mile track. And we should see average lap speeds of around 126 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
From the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle. And the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Davidson, Norris, Perez, Kvyat, and Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Pierre Gasly, and De Vries. Magnussen, Grosjean, Carlos Sainz. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Nicholas Latifi, Ocon, Ricciardo, Russell, and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Welcome to the grid here at the Circuit of the Americas for the U.S. Grand Prix. As you saw in the grid rundown, we are starting 6th. We had qualified 7th, and you saw a ton of drivers taking grid penalties to promote everybody up the running order. Look at Nick De Vries starting back there in what, 14th? Come on, buddy. You got to maximize, take advantage of this opportunity right here. A lot of fast guys in the back with those grid penalties. Should be an interesting race, to say the least. Let's take a look at the race strategy. Looking at our options here, it looks like we can do a 1-stop or a 2-stop. The 2-stop is not monumentally slower than the 1-stop. It is about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. That's pretty significant right there. For where we start in 10th, we have to start on the soft since that's what we use to qualify into Q3. I imagine that's where everyone's going to be. So it's really, do we want to trust the hards to get us through 19 laps and just outlast everybody after a furious start on 9 laps on the softs, or drive a little bit harder, not worry so much about tire wear, and just really see what kind of performance we can get out of the car. Curious, very curious. I'll set up with the 2-stop strategy to start. We might call an audible when we make our first stop and switch to the hards. We'll see. But that's what we'll go with, the 2-stop strategy, softs to mediums. I might play around with this a little bit further just to see if I can maximize it, but I think that's what we're going to do. All right, I changed up the strategy a little bit. Y'all will see when we do it. But here we go. 5 red lights from the U.S. Grand Prix, Circuit of the Americas. 6th place start for us. We are away. Decent getaway right here. Got Norris behind us. Got one up the inside. 3 wide into turn 1. Chaos there. Pink car, Stroll just dives up everybody. We make it work. We're up into 4th as Stroll side by side with Bottas. Oh, boy. Oh, oh my God, he put the parachute out. Holy hell, we're up to 3rd. Stroll with the big ball maneuver. And we're up into 3rd. Oh, my God, what a start. That pink car's got some nuts on him, I'll tell you that. Bottas got to be pissed. Oh, boy, I shoot it deep in there. Do a little drag race with Bottas. Look at us hanging with the Mercedes. We outpower the Mercedes.
That's a strong start. Well done.
What universe is this? Oh, Nick's in the pits already.
Nick in the pits.
That's not good. That 14th place start. Oh, man, that's a wasted opportunity right there, Nick. Trying to keep up with Stroll here. Car's fast, man. Very fast. Oh, boy, I'm going wide. Yikes. Lewis Hamilton's on mediums. I just noticed that. What a badass. A lot of pressure from Bottas here. We're about to fly with DRS. We're going to be in 2nd here. Come on, baby. Ooh. He fought us back. We get it done. We're up into 2nd at the U.S. Grand Prix. What is happening? Am I dreaming right now? Best news is we're out of DRS range from Stroll, so he can't even catch us. We're just hanging out in P2 at the U.S. Grand Prix. I'm in shock. I'm legitimately in shock right now. Bottas has gotten around Stroll. We'll see if he catches us or how quickly he catches us. I don't think it's a matter of if, but when. Oh, no. That car did not stick there. Oh, these tires are hurt. I really heated up the tires with that big slide. They didn't like that. Bottas is going to have our DRS now. That's an unfortunate mistake, but
Try to stay with him. He might make a
yeah,
mistake.
we'll see you later,
Still regain
Bottas.
position.
Oh, he gets so sideways. Oh, and we pass him back. Get a corner cutting warning, but wow. Wow, we're just delaying the inevitable into another DRS zone. Oh, we cross him up. Get crossed up. How about that? Look who's joined the fight now. Verstappen's here. That Red Bull power. Wait, he's got the same engine I do. He's got the Honda power.
No need to worry about tire condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Get out here, Max. Oh boy, she is getting. These tires are in trouble. Come on, Max. Give me your best shot. Full battery, full rich mix. He ain't gonna get us. That right-hander's tough. These tires do not want to grip that. All right, pitting this lap. Get onto the mediums. We're going softs, mediums, back to softs to round out this race. All right, boys, here we go. Get me a good pit stop. Like Verstappen's following us into the lane. We'll go switch onto the mediums. We got 8 laps out of those softs, and it was getting to be a handful by the time we were getting off of them. Here we go, boys. 2.5, go, go, go. Right in front of Verstappen.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
All right, that puts us back out in 17th, but importantly ahead of Verstappen. Nick's way back there too. That's so sad. I really thought this was a good opportunity for him starting up in 14th, but nope. A lot of people peeling off to head down the lane. There's Bottas. Are we going to get him? We are. We cleared him. He was on hards, though. He's going to the end on hards. He's doing the one stop. We got to get away from Bottas because he's not pitting the rest of the race. We're going to make a second stop. We got to build as big a gap as we can because then we're going to come back out on softs and we're going to be flying at the end of this race. And maybe we won't be going for second.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.
But with those softs, we can try and attack for fastest lap, get that bonus point. There we go, fastest lap of the race right there. On mediums, nonetheless. Now we're up into second, only behind Hamilton. So Hamilton's doing the two-stopper, soft, softs, mediums. Same strategy as us, except reversed, as far as what he's taken on the second stint. I can't shake Bottas or get out of his DRS. I just can't. I would have been able to if I not gotten held up by Ocon. That killed us. Sounds like Bottas has a hell of a fight on his hands with Verstappen as Hamilton goes fastest. Our goal is going to be to get that back when we switch on to soft for the third stint.
You're sat in P2. Hamilton is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 14.4 seconds. They're on old softs. Bottas is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh hards. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps, 14 laps to go.
And there's your mid-race update. Pit window opens in 5 laps. A lot of battery management, a lot of fuel management. Got to try and keep Bottas behind us. Verstappen hits pit road. Bottas with a look. Not going to be able to make it happen. Get the defense. I'm sure he is raging right now, knowing he's losing championship points. He's not going to win this race. And he's fighting with a fucking shield speed car. Just need to keep holding them off here. This car is doing so well. I'm so impressed with the car today. It's amazing how well this car is performing. All we brought was a major upgrade to the engine, but I knew it is really going to help at a track like this, and it has.
We advise moving to mixed.
Oh, Daniel Ricciardo's out of the session. Wow. Renault, man. Third worst car on the grid. Reliability problems today now, too, for Ricciardo. Remember, he was ahead of us in points. That's good for us. Bad for him. Nick's in.
Nick is in the pits. Nick in the pits.
Yeah, for like the 57th time today, Nick's in the pits. Good for him. Bottas, I didn't think he was that close. Yeah, he's got DRS. Oh, he went defensive. Come on. He got us. Bastard. I really wanted to stay in front of him before this pit stop. Really, really wanted to stay in front of him before this pit stop. We held him up for so many laps. It's not over yet. Hold up. All right. Pit crew, it's up to you. Here we go, boys. Time for the strategy. Let's see how it plays out here for us. We're going to have to pass a lot of people on soft tires to see if we can get back up there. We're going to have to set absolute flyers. 2-7, okay, all right. Go, go, go. All right, we're out in 6th. First up, Verstappen. We are not going to catch Verstappen at the end of this straightaway. Oh, because I didn't put... I'm an idiot. I didn't hit overtake. Well, that was awkward. Block. Side by side with Verstappen. Squeeze him out. Get it done. This isn't going to be good if I'm going to be stuck in a DRS train with Verstappen. Catching Leclerc's doubtful. All right, we've broken away from Verstappen now. Tire's helping immensely to do that.
Hamilton's in first place.
No shit, Jeff. Thank you for sharing. Very cool. It's crazy, bro. I don't remember asking. I'm not sure we're going to catch these Ferraris, but we're sure as hell going to try. I don't know, man. I don't know if there's enough time to catch them. I'm just not making up enough time on Leclerc each lap. Just not.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
We are going to run out of time to catch Leclerc. Unless something dramatic happens, we are not catching him. 2 laps to go here at Circuit of the Americas. Even if we don't get to Leclerc. A P5? That's pretty fucking awesome. If I do say so myself. I'm giving her everything I can. Well, we got to the point where we could see Leclerc. Still 5 seconds up the road, but that's going to be about it. This was a fun race, man. What amazing battles we had. Holy cow. That first lap was insane. And all the battling with Bottas throughout the race. I never would have thought we would have been good enough to compete with a Mercedes like that. And obviously we weren't faster than him. We just kept holding him up in the right places. But still, we had a really good sense of what this new engine upgrade was capable of. It gave us a big-time power. I mean, we are outpacing the Red Bull and the Racing Points, so that's a win in my book, I'll tell you that. It's a job well done. And it's going to be a good points day.
Okay, let's see if we can catch the car ahead. The gap is 5 seconds.
Jeff, what do you think I've been doing, brother? Fun day here at the home GP. Feels good to come out and perform well in front of the home fans, too. We'll take a 5th place. Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Second, 5th. Which one is it? I don't know. It's 5th. It's 5th. Alexander Albon, driver of the day. Good for him.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Final results then from the U.S. Grand Prix. It's an all Mercedes 1-2. Ferrari 3-4. And then we are 5th. From the 6th spot on the grid, we were as high as 2nd in this race. 10 points to our name. We beat out Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Kvyat, and Giovinazzi for points in the top 10. Raikkonen right there in 11th. Gasly, Albon down in 13th from the back of the grid. Stroll, Sainz, Ocon, Magnussen, Russell. Nick gets 19th. Latifi 20th. Not last for once. Grosjean and Ricciardo, who had a DNF early in the race. There was a few big names out of the points there, especially the McLaren of Sainz. Stroll's out of there. Gasly's out of there. Albon's out of there. And the Alfa Romeo is split 10th and 11th. But importantly, we beat a Racing Point. We beat a McLaren. That's a good day at the office. Now, I will say, Hamilton gets the fastest lap of the race, so that's going to help him out in the championship. But I do believe, and as we heard in the post-race, the Constructors' Championship is wrapped up at this point. Mercedes will clinch, so good for them. A weird U.S. Grand Prix. All these names that started out of position, like Albon at the back of the grid, really had a struggle on their hands to try and make it up through there, and they just couldn't. I went back and looked at the first lap, first turn, what happened to Nick. He got ass-packed by Roman Grosjean going into 1. Nick made a great move to get in near the top 10 going into 1, and then Grosjean just came in and shoved him into McLaren, damaging his wing, his front wing. So it wasn't Nick's fault. Roman Grosjean, absolute clown. Thanks, Roman. Appreciate it. Poor Nick. Probably could have had a really good run here today. Our car was outstanding, but just wasn't meant to be for him. All right, look at the rivalry. We gained 2 points on Norris. That's outstanding. Just what we needed. So now our lead will increase by 7 in this rivalry. That pretty much guarantees that we're going to win the rivalry. I don't think you can get more than 7 points in a weekend in a rivalry. So that's cool news for us. Team-wise, we level up to a level 13 in Team Acclaim. That's good as well. More money from the sponsors. We like that. Full complement of payouts from our sponsors, $882,000 from them. And, of course, the $20K damage deduction for Nick wasn't his fault, though. He was innocent in that one. But it jumps us up to almost $8 million. We're looking good on money. I like that. Looks like we had a couple things come through on the car. I think we had some factory upgrades on the engine from Honda. So that's good. That'll help us out on the powertrain side of things with a little bit more. And we have 2 sponsors. Sudo and XXY both need to be addressed. I imagine we'll extend with both of them. But as always, we'll do our due diligence, and take a look at what other people are offering to make sure we're not leaving any money on the table. Up next, Mexican Grand Prix. 3 races left in the season, getting down to the wire. Let's take a look at the standings before we wrap up this episode for points and constructors. Let's see what we got. An updated look then at the points coming out of the U.S. Grand Prix. Bottas with a 13-point lead over Hamilton. But yes, Mercedes with a nearly 200-point lead over Ferrari in the constructors. I guess that clinches that for them. We gain a little bit of ground on Racing Point, only 10 points back now from Racing Point for 6th overall, further distancing ourselves from Alfa Romeo. But perhaps most exciting of all, we have jumped up to 7th in the driver's standings with Ricciardo's DNF and us getting 5th place. We are now 2 points ahead of the Australian and 3 points ahead of Lando Norris. Getting really spicy. If we could finish 7th in driver's standings in our first year, I mean, that's way overachieving. Way overachieving. But still, 3 races to go. Pretty exciting stuff. And that'll do it for today's episode. A fun race, an amazing performance. The car was fantastic, and I'm really, really proud of that effort. A 5th place finish, another points finish for us. Man, oh man, I'm excited for these last 3 races and so much to do in the offseason. We are making good ground as a small team. These guys know that we're serious. We're not some little hokey-pokey, rinky-dink operation like, those Haas guys, the other American team. We're serious and we're performing, and I'm proud of that. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a thumbs up on it and a comment down below. Give me your thoughts on today's U.S. Grand Prix, our performance in this race, the strategy, if you think I got it right, or if you think I got it wrong. Did I get it wrong? Maybe. Maybe I cost us by going soft, medium, soft. We'll find out what you think. I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts. But we'll get ready for the Mexican Grand Prix in the next episode. Looking forward to that track. I like that one quite a bit, especially that little stadium section. I like that. Pretty cool stuff. If you want to get in touch with me, use the social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you can catch me streaming live on my Twitch channel, all under Schildhouse. Look forward to hearing from you on there. And as always, if you haven't yet joined our community, feel free to hit that subscribe button today. It would really mean a lot to me as we continue to grow this channel at a rapid pace, growing like our little F1 team, and I appreciate your support so very much. As always, be good to each other. We will see you in the next episode.